Welcome back to Through the Waves. At a certain point in severe withdrawal, it stops feeling like a collection of symptoms. It starts feeling like the entire system has lost its reference point. There is no baseline anymore, no neutral state, no place where the body returns to rest. Everything reacts to everything else, constantly, relentlessly. This is what many people mean when they say their nervous system feels fried, broken, or stuck on high. Medically, this is closer to global nervous system dysregulation. In a healthy body, the nervous system constantly self-corrects. Signals rise and fall. Stress hormones spike, then shut off. Sensory input is filtered. Muscles activate and release. Emotions move through and settle. In severe and protracted withdrawal, that feedback loop collapses. The systems that normally communicate with each other stop coordinating. The brain no longer knows how to downshift. This begins centrally, in the brain, but it does not stay there. The central nervous system, the autonomic nervous system, the endocrine system, and the immune system all begin interacting in unstable ways. Nothing fires in isolation anymore. One of the most important concepts here is sensitization. Sensitization means the nervous system has become hyperreactive, not just alert, but over-responding to normal stimuli. A sound isn't just a sound. A meal isn't just food. A thought isn't just a thought. Each one can trigger a cascade. This happens because inhibitory signaling, primarily mediated by GABA, remains impaired long after the drug is removed. Meanwhile, excitatory systems like glutamate, neuroepinephrine, and cortisol remain dominant. The brain is operating without brakes, so every input feels like an emergency. This is why symptoms feel so broad and so extreme. It's not that everything is going wrong separately. It's that regulation itself has failed. Take movement, for example. Muscles may alternate between weakness and rigidity. Coordination disappears. Fine motor control breaks down. Walking can feel mechanical or unsafe. Hands shake, and legs feel unreliable. This reflects disrupted communication between the motor cortex, cerebellum, and basal ganglia. Your body still knows how to move, but it can't do it smoothly anymore. Then, there's the internal sensation. The body becomes loud. You feel your heartbeat, your digestion, your breathing, your nerves. This is called interoceptive amplification, when internal signals that are normally filtered out become overwhelming. You are no longer living in your body, you are trapped inside it. Emotions follow the same pattern. Fear does not come and go, it dominates. Sadness does not pass, it floods. Anger does not simmer, it erupts. This isn't emotionally immaturity or trauma resurfacing on its own. This is limbic system instability driven by chronic stress chemistry. The amygdala stays active. The prefrontal cortex, which normally helps regulate emotional responses, goes offline. You feel everything with no buffer. Sleep is another casualty. The brain can no longer cycle properly through sleep stages. Even when unconsciousness occurs, it is light, fragmented, and unrefreshing. Dreams become intense or disturbing. Nighttime cortisol surges jolt the body awake. Mornings arrive already flooded with adrenaline. Sleep stops being restorative and becomes another stressor. Digestion continues to deteriorate. The vagus nerve, which links the brain to the gut, loses tone. Mobility slows and becomes erratic. Appetite disappears or becomes unpredictable. Eating triggers symptoms because digestion requires parasympathetic activation, which the body can no longer access reliably. Instead, meals provoke sympathetic spikes, histamine release, hormonal surges. This is why people begin to fear food, not psychologically, but neurologically. Over time, the immune system becomes involved. Chronic stress signaling alters immune responses, increasing inflammation and histamine sensitivity. This can worsen nerve pain, skin sensations, flushing, itching, and post-meal reactions. The body begins responding to itself as if under constant threat. And all of this unfolds inside a world that keeps moving. People around you recover. Life resumes. Expectations return. But you are still here, suspended inside a system that has not recalibrated. This mismatch is one of the most psychologically painful parts of protracted withdrawal. Not just suffering, but suffering without validation. Medical care often fragments this experience. One symptom at a time, one referral at a time, one explanation that never accounts for the whole. But what's happening is systemic. The nervous system has lost coherence. This is why reassurance alone doesn't work, why mindset shifts don't resolve symptoms, why pushing through often backfires. The body is not resisting healing. It is incapable of regulation right now. This matters because it changes how we approach survival, not forcing progress, not demanding improvement, but reducing load. Less stimulation, less pleasure, less self-blame. Stability becomes the goal, not recovery timelines. Episode 3 will move deeper into specific symptom failures, how symptoms cluster together, why flare windows happen, and why improvement often comes in uneven fragments rather than straight lines. For now, if this episode described your reality, understand this. You are not experiencing a collection of unrelated problems. You are living inside a nervous system that has lost its center. And that has an explanation.